Welcome to the Third Quarter Warriors podcast. The Third Quarter Warriors are the best team ever, and we are the best podcast ever. Happy Monday, everybody. We're recording this on Saturday, September 24th. We're going to help you start your week out right because on today's episode, we dive into the Ime Udoka conspiracy theories, ESPN's top 100 active players miss list, haters corner, and much more.
Welcome to the third quarter, everybody.
What is this? What is going on right now?
I said, what the hell are you talking about?
What's my package look like? Yo! First, I feel like I don't necessarily want to spend the whole podcast talking about Ime Udoka, but it is such an interesting news story to me. Like, I feel like the people that love listening to Kardashians and love like pop culture drama, that's how I feel about this right now. This is like my pop culture drama. I'm like, why is he getting a 1 year suspension? Like, if he's just hooked up with someone and it's against the rules, okay. Normally, you wouldn't suspend someone for an entire year. You'd fire them, or you'd be like, okay, like 5 games, like or a fine. So I don't understand that, and I'm just super interested for that story to come out. And what have you like? What's your opinion of the whole situation so far? Like, it's been all over all of the timelines.
Well, I just recently read that everyone said it was consensual, right? It was just a consensual thing, and that's like the first report that came out, and then like Woj tried to break it that it wasn't consensual and that he there was unwarranted comments, I think, and there's something else. I can't remember the other thing that I read, but that's what's really causing it. And I think this is another theory that they wanted him to resign, and he is, I think, fighting it. I think he's fighting whatever they're accusing him of, and so that's why they ultimately suspended him instead of firing him.
Maybe they had like said you could resign, and we won't say anything about what happened, or like you can take a year suspension, but like we're gonna tell the world you're cheating on your fiance, and they're like, yeah, he's definitely gonna resign, and then he was like, nah, fam.
Like, I'm
I think she had said about the comments, and
Who's
then
she?
that
Like the girl in the organization?
yeah, the woman in question, yeah, whoever it was, because we don't know who it is yet, I believe.
I heard speculations that it was the VP of Finance's wife.
I heard that too.
Yeah, so she's married too, so or like she's in a relationship, so that's crazy. And then yeah, I think that yeah, she came in, she said something, and then they did a further investigation, and then now it's all out there. So that's my opinion. I mean, my opinion is it's kind of crazy. I just would have never expected this. This is insane.
Yeah, I saw that it was. I saw people saying it was the VP of Finance's wife. And did y'all see that video Matt Barnes posted about it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what made me think, because I was team like Ime like is not good for cheating on his fiance, but like I don't think this is a professional issue, it's a personal issue. But
Yeah.
Matt Barnes making me think different.
Yeah, like the way I looked at it, like I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, if the Celtics cared about Ime, they would have like dealt with this privately and said he's just like stepping away for a year. He needs to deal with something. If they cared about the girl, they would have just handled this privately and like given her some money and been like, we're sorry, you can go get a job somewhere else. We'll give you a good reference. If they cared about Ime's wife, they would have just not said anything and just like told her in private. So like this is bad for everyone who's like actively involved in the situation between Nia Long, Ime's wife, and this VP girl. So like it has to be like Ime had to have slept with the VP or like someone like this. Because if it's actually consensual, like this isn't a basketball thing. Like you don't fire someone for cheating. Like
Yeah.
like
It's
it's
in
just
the it's in
weird.
the rules though. I think that's what like it's literally in like his contract with the teams that you can't fraternize with any, which is I guess not weird, but I'm like
It's
I don't
not
know.
weird. Normally,
It's like eBay, we heard about you, bro. No sleeping with our wives. Okay.
but I feel like most companies have rules like well, not most, but a lot of companies do, where you'd have to like get it, like you just have to tell HR type thing,
Mhm.
especially if you're a higher up. Like I feel like at some companies you just straight up can't do that if you're like someone's superior. But like if she's just like the wife of someone that works there, she's not even in the organization unless she like works there too. And also like that video, obviously that was just a TikTok. It could just be a random rumor. Like I did zero research. I saw a guy post a TikTok about it and like was like, "Oh, it's true." So who knows if that's actually true? Even if it is though, the VP of finance like is that's not even like a crazy position. Like that's not he's not like a C-suite employee. He just like has people he does have people that work under him, but like he's not that important to the Celtics organization where they're like, "Oh, like this guy runs our company." Like, no, he's still just like working under someone else, just trying to get a paycheck too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just really want to know who it is, and I deserve to know.
Like, and one thing that I saw too, Eric Spoelstra married a Heat cheerleader, and we never heard about that till they were married. So, like, one thing that a lot of people were saying is like, why did this become public? Like, every
Yeah,
other team would have been like, let's just sweep this under.
that's what's weird about it. That's why there's got to be more.
Yeah. It's just it's like when I saw that because the way that I found out that Eric Spoelstra married a cheerleader, I didn't know till this week, and I saw it because someone posted a Instagram story that Eric Spoelstra's wife posted, and it was an Ask Me Anything, and they were asked like, "How'd you meet Eric?" And she posted a picture of her in a Heat cheerleader uniform, and she titled it "At Work." I
Oh
was,
my god,
I was like, "Oh no!"
bro.
That's
What it maybe I could see something like this happening. I mean, this is super common when like dudes are cheating on like their wives slash like term girlfriends slash fiancés. Like he's dating Nia Long, and then he meets this girl at Celtics, and he's like, "Oh yeah, like I'm gonna leave Nia, like I love you or whatever." And then he decides like he's never actually planning on leaving Nia. He was just trying to hit because he's like a sex addict or something. And then the girl gets like she's like, I'm gonna tell the organization like that you're like hooking up with me then. And then she went and told him because she was pissed at him. And then they couldn't really hide it because it's not, I mean, she could have told whoever else. I don't know exactly how it all got leaked. I know that Woj was the first one to make a story, and he was like, "Oh, like he's getting suspended for like breaking team rules." But like so vague. And then Shams like did a bunch of research and figured out that it was this. And so I mean, at the end of the day, I just think it's probably that like the girl leaked it because she was mad at Ime because like he wasn't leaving Nia Long or whatever. But
or probably promised her something that he didn't fulfill, or he changed. Maybe he changed his mind. Was like, "I'm done with you," and she's like, "No, you're not."
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the grass ain't greener, bro. All I need, bro. J Cole, I know he's been
Yes.
wanting Nia Long. He's about to pull up and be like, "You ain't gonna
Good.
never be you ain't ever gonna be happy till you love yours." Like, and Nia Long's gonna like fall for him. Did you see the video of her saying she was on Letterman. It was maybe 10 years ago, but maybe not 10 years ago because J Cole had made like comments about her in songs already, and Letterman was like, "Oh, like he said this about Nia Long," and she was like, "He's like, but J Cole's too young for you, right, Nia?" And she's like, "He might think that, but he's really not." Sheesh.
Okay, Nia.
It's his time, man.
Y'all saw the congressman too, right? Dude, like everyone's coming out there like, man, I stand with Neo. I can't believe this man would do this trifling activity, all
Dude,
this.
everyone's on her bad.
Yeah, no one's doing that for Adam Levine's wife or whatever. But Nia Long gets
No.
cheated on. It's like, oh man, Nia, I'm such a faithful man, man. I'm so sorry he would do this.
That is so funny. That is like, how can you be that out of touch that you don't realize how it's gonna come off? House of Representatives or something, and he's just like
Yeah,
simping over Nia Long in public.
man.
Ridiculous. But that story is great. It's ongoing. We'll probably update in a week, and maybe we'll know who the actual person was. But
Or just maybe we'll just forget.
I'll never forget. I need to know. I've never been this excited about like juicy drama before, just because it's so interesting. Because Ime he didn't seem like the type of guy that would like have done this type of stuff. He seemed like such a good man, and now he's just very unloyal.
And
But
such a good coach too. Like they just made the championship, and now
it got
he's
to his head, bro. He got
yeah.
fame too fast.
Yeah, that's
He got
probably
out of San Antonio, and he was like, I gotta go wild.
Bro, he got a bag from the Celtics, probably was the man in Boston, dating Nia Long, and he just thought he was untouchable, I guess.
I mean,
I'd probably think the same thing.
honestly, like he got Neil Long before he was a head coach, so he's got to have some
Oh.
some riz on him. Honestly, like he's probably
Oh.
got some juice.
That's facts. I didn't even know that. Enough about Ime though. The NBA also announced that they're lowering the age to 18 from 19 soon. So I'm pretty sure that just means that like they want to get Bronny James in the league. I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
They're not trying to pass up on this opportunity to have a father-son.
No.
One of them being the greatest player of all time on the same team. They're not letting that slip through their fingers.
Nah. Yeah, I think that's just the only reason that they're doing that, because they had it at 18 and they moved it up and they moved it down to like 1 year in college, then just 1 year out of high school, and now just all right, just let Bronny in. What if people? I wonder if anyone calls him LeBron, because like his name is LeBron James Jr.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's why they call him Bronny.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought his name was actually Bronny. I didn't know that.
Dude, that would be such a weird actual name, Bronny.
Well, I thought it was maybe like just Braun or something. Because I actually knew a guy named Braun, like before, like obviously before LeBron was in the league.
But like his dad's name wasn't LeBron.
His dad's name was Brett. His name was Braun.
It'd be so weird to be named LeBron and then you name your son Braun.
Just a shortened version of the junior thing.
That's true. Anyway, still really hope that happens. NBA also, just another update with them. They're allowing mental health on the injury report now. So like you can say you need a mental health day, I guess. Obviously, in general, no one's really going to argue that that's a bad thing to have. But then we have people like Ben Simmons.
We're not doing it. No.
We have people like Ben Simmons.
Ed's turned in his Ben Simmons card.
And we have people like, actually, I don't know if Kyrie Irving hid behind mental health.
He will, though.
He just didn't play.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Kyrie Irving's one of those type of people that might not believe in like mental health issues. He might be like, you just got to get enlightened and all that stuff will be a thing of the past.
He's the guy that would have a new excuse in school every day. He was obviously a great student. He went to Duke for a year, but he just seems like, that guy that would be in your class and be like, oh, like it's on my laptop. I left my notebook at home and my controller died or something. And you're like, bro, how many excuses do you have? I feel like that's Kyrie, because he's had so many excuses for not playing. He's just gonna add this to the list and he's like, all right, I don't want to play this day, I'll use this one.
Bro, he just needs to admit that he needs to load manage. Like everyone does it now. Don't be ashamed about it.
Yeah, your favorite player is the king of it.
Yeah, Kawhi. I mean, he's out here 2 Finals MVPs, like about to get his third on his third team. Y'all about to see this season. It's gonna be crazy.
Dang, I wonder if anyone else has done. Oh yeah, they have 3 teams.
Finals
MVPs.
There's one guy. There's one guy. But I mean, it's Bron and Kawhi, only 2.
Is that really? Has no one else done it?
I mean, 3 Finals MVPs. I don't think anyone else has done Finals MVP on 3 teams.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Because like I'm thinking of all the older players like never left their teams. That's why all the old heads like hate new head players. They're like, oh, you didn't play in one city for 20 years? Oh, I'm like, bro, just because you worked at freaking Delno's Tires for 25 years and then retired doesn't mean that NBA players have to stay in the same city.
Fancy
Yeah.
Adele knows.
That's kind of a nice name, though.
Yeah.
I'll make an LLC real
I think
quick.
that was like my grandma's maiden name actually. So shout out Mimi.
Oh, okay.
Um, Amani Bates arrested with 2 felony gun charges. Brian, do you know who that is? I don't. He was just like one of the highest recruited high school players like ever, and then he ended up going to EMU, and he's like obvious. He's solid, I guess. I don't know. He's not like an NBA prospect right now,
He
but
used
going to prison. So
Wait, so
you know the details, or like, are you guys
no,
unsure?
I don't know the details. Do you?
Yeah. So he was riding around, and his friends. Oh, so obviously in the report it says, oh, he was found with like shaved serial numbers on the guns, and there's an ID that was altered. Um, but his attorney said that he was driving his friend's car, and he had no idea what was in the car. Obviously, that could be true,
Mm-hmm.
but again, in
He
the
had no
scheme of things,
clue.
you
yeah.
cannot be driving a car that you don't know what's in it. That's just stupid, in my opinion. You just don't be dumb.
So he was driving the car without his friend in it, right?
Yeah, he borrowed his friend's car.
Mm,
Because he like can't afford it, probably, right?
yeah.
How does he
He
not
was
have it
like,
as
he's like, I don't got a car right now. I'm kind of low on cash. You got any cars? He asked like his drug dealer. And it's like, yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah, you like when you're on a basketball team with someone, you know who's a drug dealer, or and maybe it wasn't a basketball team, but if it's just your friend, then you definitely know that they're a drug dealer.
Oh yeah,
exactly? You know how they move. You got to know that for sure.
bro. Maybe he can hit up Gilbert.
Oh yeah, he actually Gilbert Arenas is like really good with guns. So I mean,
Yeah.
Bring them to.
his pod is actually awesome. Gilbert Arenas. I don't know if you've No Chill Gil or something, or that's his Instagram name. I don't know. It's called something cool.
Yeah, he should come on our pod, low key. He'd be a
Yeah,
nice
he
guest.
would
Never
he
heard.
would be so he would hate it. We would ask him so many dumb questions, and he would just be like, "Are you guys done?" He'd be like, Ant would ask him like real questions, and then me and Brian would ask him we just constantly bring up like Deshaun Stevenson and stuff.
Andre Blatch, you know.
Girl, Andre Blatch. People thought he was gonna be it, like every other Wizards player.
Kwame Brown.
Ooh, Kwame though. He
He
had
would
a career.
he would uh he got a bad look, bro. He had a bad rap. He was actually really good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean he
he's
got
cool.
that. He got a ship. He got a chip, and that's all that matters, really.
Yeah,
Ooh.
probably the Lakers.
No way.
Anyway, I wanted, speaking of ships, I wanted to ask you guys. So this was on Sideline Sources. It was who won the Eurobasket championship. Do you guys know who won first of all? Don't guess. Don't guess. I'm asking if you know. Oh,
No.
oh. Well, Ant
Yes.
kind of just said it. Well, congrats. I was gonna have you guys guess who would have won the Eurobasket championship.
Yama. He plays for what league does he play in?
He's French.
Uh,
Frenchman. Damn, what if he played on the French team? That would have been crazy.
What?
Wait.
They should
is the Euro does France have a team in the Euro League? Like where is
Yeah.
the Euro League?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Eurobasket. Yeah, they have.
Okay.
What's his face? Gobert. Gobert was there.
Rob.
And they always have
Robert.
just like weird guys that are in the NBA that I forget about that are just like deep in rosters now.
Evan Fournier's on that French
Yeah,
team.
that guy. Can't stand that guy. I wonder what number he is on the top 100. He's probably not even on it.
No.
What a bot.
I think he would be.
What a freaking loser, bro.
Dang. Okay.
I hate Evan Fournier so much.
What?
Well, so like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, he was making he made some post making fun of like LeBron posted something and Fournier like quote tweeted it and was like, oh, he needs to be worried about his hairline or something like that, and we're like, what? It was when Fournier was like a third-year player in the league. Everyone's like, bro,
Mhm.
I guess you are in the NBA. Yeah, hi. And then like 2 years later, he starts balding, and Ronnie and 2K had him have a bald spot, and he was like complaining about it, and I was like, karma, bro, karma. Get some keeps.
Keeps.
Oh yeah.
Kyrie said that the Nets needed to be humbled by the Celtics, so it's a good thing that they got swept by him in the playoffs. What a great take by Kyrie, because like he straight up just they just got outplayed and destroyed, and he's like, no, that's actually like technically a good thing that we got absolutely embarrassed in the playoffs. Like we needed that, not like it's not good that we got swept by guys that are younger than us and only gonna get better than us. He just thought it
Yeah,
was good.
I like I agree they did need to be humbled, but it's kind of too late for KD to be humbled. Like he's like 34
It should
now.
be
Like
opposite. It should be the young guys get humbled by the 34
yeah,
year olds.
yeah, like Kyrie and KD are both in their 30s. Like why do you still need to be humbled at this point?
You guys are getting worse every season now. You guys will
Yeah.
each get worse at basketball.
Yeah, like it's only downhill from here. So like I guess being humbled is like sure, but like
What does that
y'all are
even
not
mean?
better.
What does that even mean though? Like
Yeah.
you
Kyrie
guys
just got
weren't doing great the whole season, and then you just think we needed to be humbled. What? You just how many times can Kyrie Irving be humbled?
And like they were an 8 seed. Like they weren't good. There was no point when they were good during the season. So like I don't get like
OP.
we need to be humbled. Like you guys were never that good. Like
No. Like
It was just the preseason favorite. That's it. From then
yeah.
on, you
this
guys were kid.
it's a really bad take. And it's like him trying to do a spin zone saying like he's not mad that they got swept.
Mhm.
I don't
Yes.
know what the actual question was, but him trying to say that he's not mad about it, but like, bro, it sucks to get swept and you guys got swept and nice try though,
No,
Kyrie.
he's just trying to be different, man. And just like shut up and play. And I hate that, like shut up and dribble, but no, like seriously, just shut up and play.
Have y'all
Just play.
seen the yeah, I know y'all seen that Drewski misunderstood meme.
No, what is
That's
it?
Kyrie.
But
That's
wait, do you remember it? I love Drewski. I see all of his skits, but I like vaguely remember that one. Was it a video?
it's the one where he's like, hold on. I'll just send this real quick in the chat
Okay.
because like
Okay.
it's like it's just it's like he's making fun of like fashion guys and he's like doing like fashion poses and he's like hashtag misunderstood. It's
I
just what
love
people always
Drewski.
yeah.
Um, wait, did you send it or we watch it later?
It's in the Discord.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it later.
Okay,
I'm gonna watch it
we'll put it
It's like
later.
an clip. It's like he's literally just like doing some fashion poses and he's like and he just hashtags it misunderstood and people always like
Yeah.
quote it when players say they're misunderstood or something now.
Oh my god, Drewski's bet. I think Drewski's at his best though when he's like being any type of like white person. Whenever he makes fun of like either emo white people
Country.
or frat white people or country white people, like it's so fun. Like he definitely grew up around white people and just wrote down our mannerisms and just got it to a T. It's so funny.
I was like, did y'all see that one where this is kind of going off topic, but did y'all see the one where he made fun of like the guys that obviously get girls drunk to like try to hook up with them?
Yeah.
And then he deleted it because like everyone was mad at him. I'm like, who's mad at this? Like, I think the people that are mad at this probably just need to look in the mirror for a second.
Yeah.
Hey, look in the mirror.
I think they were mad because he was like making a joke out of it.
Oh,
But like, it's so dumb to get mad at because he's a comedian. Like that's what it is.
yeah.
He doesn't go to concerts. Or I guess he does, but he goes to Instagram. So like, you can't get mad at a comedian for like exposing something for being stupid and
I saw he
wrong.
was on tour with like I don't know if it was Lil Baby or someone for a while, but
Yeah,
he was
he
touring
went
with them.
with a couple Harlow shows too.
Yeah.
Um, he went to. I wanted to go. I mean, I wasn't even close to going, but he went to one in Tampa where he he was with Harlow in Tampa. I was like, that would have been sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Celtics owner, I don't know how to say this dude's name, Wov, which is kind of like love in a baby voice. Wov Gruzbeck said the Celtics are overrated. This report came out before the Ime Udoka report came out. I'm curious if, like, I feel like he already knew about it and he was pissed, but he was saying people around the league, media, are overrating the Celtics because of their like finals run. And I'm like, why would you say that?
That's the Celtics owner saying that?
Yes, Wolf Grosbeck. He's like the majority owner of the Celtics.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know why he like what does that gain him? Like, why would he say it's like, my team, we're actually not that good. It's like
They're like, yo, congratulations on like making the finals, tough loss, but like, you guys have a great young team. Like, excited to see what you guys do next year. Nah, we're actually mad overrated, honestly.
maybe he's trying to like say that to
Reverse
like
psychology.
yeah, he's trying to get the players to be like, "Damn, we're not that good. Maybe I don't deserve a max. Like maybe I'll take a
Or they were like, you guys have such a great organization. Everything like seems like you guys have great chemistry throughout. And he had just heard about the Ime Udoka like banging his wife or something, and he's like, we actually suck. And yeah,
Internally.
I hate our
we
team.
actually suck and like man, being married kind of sucks too, bro. Like it was crazy.
he's like asking the reporter, he's like, how old are you? And the guy's like, 27. You married? No, he's like, don't get married, trust me. He's like, I was asking about your organization.
He's like, yeah, bro, marriage is a scam, bro. Like you can't trust women.
That's literally him, bro. That's the only thing I can think of why he would say is overrated.
Yeah.
Kareem, so you guys saw Anthony Edwards. Sorry if my dogs are barking. Anthony Edwards had made like a bad Instagram story, untasteful, where he used like a slur like against LGBTQ community, and Kareem came out and said Anthony Edwards should do like an LGBTQ plus event. I don't think Kareem knows anything about Anthony Edwards, because if he does an event, it's gonna make it way worse, because he's gonna be like he's so immature, and like he acts like my friends would have acted in high school at an event like that, just like making jokes, laughing. Even if I don't think he'd be able to control himself from laughing, just because like while such wild things happen at like pride parades and stuff like that, he wouldn't be able to just be like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, like I'm an Anthony Edwards fan. I think he's a great player. I think he's funny when he's not saying bad stuff. But like I don't like what is an LGBTQ event? Like what does that mean? Like just
Parade, like a parade.
Just throw
Oh,
a parade? That's so much just because he said the Q word, which is he used it, I guess, in a derogatory way, but that word is literally in the LGBTQ plus.
wait. Oh, that stands for that? Wait.
Yes, that's what Q stands for.
I thought it stood for like question. I thought it stood for like like people who don't know yet, like questioning or questionable. I don't know.
It stands for that word that like I don't really feel comfortable saying, because
Yeah.
I think it's bad to say, so I'm not gonna.
I don't know if that word's a slur either. Because like when I was younger, my parents used to tell me not to say it, but I think that's just because I don't know. I don't know why. I think
Insensitive. It's just insensitive, I guess.
yeah, like I don't know, but I hear other people like I hear like it's not like the N word where I only hear black people say the N word. Like I hear people who are like allies, I guess, to gay people use that word too. So I don't know if it's like a real slur or not.
I think you
don't
can.
know.
Yeah, it's definitely not like the N word, because there's a pretty strict, it's pretty clear rule for when you can use that. But for this, I feel like you can say like I'm Q.
Yeah.
But I couldn't use it in just like a bad way. I couldn't be like, yo, bro, you're a Q. Like, I couldn't say that.
Yeah. I guess like you can, because like I don't know. I just don't use it. That's the way I look. I'm like, I don't know.
You don't use that here.
But it's just, I don't think Kareem Kareem was a very mature and is a very philosophical guy. I think he's missing on here. I think it would be
Yeah.
terrible PR for Anthony Edwards to host an event like this.
Yeah, and I think just the like idea of Anthony Edwards as like a clearly straight, like maybe homophobic guy organizing an LGBTQ event, that sounds like
Just for a PR stunt too, because
yeah.
Kareem told me to. Not a good move. Lonzo's knee is flaring up again, so that's another one of Brian's favorite players that is hurt. And then also, I thought about this like a couple of days ago. You used to stand Dame, and now he was hurt the whole season last year too. So all of your players get hurt, bro.
Well, like
You are a curse.
Anthony Edwards has not been. Wait, let's see. Let's think. Who are the players that I'm like really for?
Okay,
Bird.
Kawhi.
Surge had a
Chase
back-
Young.
Wait, let's name them one at a time because it's not gonna be able to hear all of
Okay.
us. Brian, you just name them.
Kawhi, yes. Chase Young, yes. LeBron, no. LeBron, well, I guess he has had injury concerns the last couple years. And then like Anthony Edwards, he's not really injured. I guess I was a Ja fan for a little while, but Ja's like he's kind of cringy now, bro. Like,
He's corny now.
yeah, he's
I hate
cheesy.
Ja.
Like, what
Oh,
other
yes.
Jokic? Jokic's an Iron Man.
Canderson.
Anderson, Iron Man. I feel like
Sure.
it's like 50-50. I guess maybe I gravitate toward players that are injured a lot because I'm like, y'all don't know.
You act like
Y'all
like you're
forget.
getting like a late first round draft pick that's gonna be a GOAT, but it's like no, this guy's a superstar. He's just not playing right now.
But yeah, Lonzo. So I was a Lonzo hater, and then I refused to let go of my Lonzo hater card. But yeah, when he had that shot, like Lonzo. So I saw a video that made me into a Lonzo hater. I follow this YouTube account called Thinking Basketball, and it said that Lonzo Ball, his first season in the league, was like the worst shooting performance in NBA history, like of a player that played over 20 minutes. And I was like, okay, this guy's garbage. No way I support this guy. And then like slowly, Lonzo has just like incrementally improved every season, and now he's like actually a good player, and I just can't admit like I can't do it. I have to just hate on him because like I I've been so attached to hating on Lonzo. It's
Yeah.
like I'm like a fan of hating on Lonzo at this point. So like, but the problem is now he's just injured, so I can't hate on him for injuries. Like I don't hate on injuries. I just hate on players, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm not a bad guy. I just like to see players fail sometimes. So
Yeah.
maybe I am a bad guy.
I think okay, I mixed that up then. You hate Lonzo. I thought you loved Lonzo. It's opposite.
No,
You
I'm a
hate
Lonzo
Lonzo.
player. Yeah.
Okay.
But also, like, was this? Did we figure out if this is a new injury or is this just?
Same knee.
Flare
Same knee,
up.
yeah, it's just keep flaring. They keep scoping. They keep going there, scoping it, and then they
And-
evaluate.
And then
4 to
like
6
it's like the things you put when your car breaks down, it just starts flaring up his knee
Yeah, man.
like a
I feel
flame.
really bad because, dude, once he loses that speed and that quickness, what is he gonna be? I
He's
don't know
gonna
what
be a
he's
sharpshooter.
I don't know.
I mean, I honestly can't even say no to that. He's gotten better at 3-point shooting like every season he's been in the league. So I feel like eventually he's gonna be a 40% guy. But like he's just Anthony Davis level at this point.
I
Like,
think
just-
he's almost like Sean Livingston. Like he can shoot, like not necessarily his play style, but I can see his career arc. Like Sean Livingston was super highly touted, and then he like blew both legs out literally.
Yeah.
And I feel like Lonzo. Hopefully that doesn't happen to him, but. Yeah, I could see him like when he's like 30, 31, like getting picked up by like a really good like Warriors type team and just being they're like this guy's really good still and he just fills in the role as well. Hopefully that
Yeah.
happens for him because I really want to see how LeVar acts if one of his sons wins a championship, and if LaMelo's in Charlotte long term, he'll never win a championship.
Like, I think if Lonzo was healthy last season, the Bulls probably who's in the East? I think they probably
They would have been in the Eastern Finals, I think. 'Cause
Yeah,
with
that's what I was
DeMar, Lonzo, Other
No,
guys.
Caruso got hurt too. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
was
They
back though,
don't
didn't he play? It was what's his name broke his arm.
Oh yeah, their rookie guy.
Grayson Allen, the most hated guy in the world.
Wait, Grayson Allen. Wait, what?
Grayson
Who's
Allen
the-
broke Caruso's arm in that fast
Oh
break.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he like broke his
Because that was
wrist.
like the first game he came back to, and then he got injured again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Grayson Allen. We gotta get Grayson Allen out of the league somehow. He's got to be like a hater. I'm gonna haters corner him at one time.
Yeah, get that, bro. Just do a deep dive on all like the trips he's done.
Yeah.
Next topic. So the Spurs have delusions of grandeur. Is that the term? They want to trade Jacob Poeltl for 2 first-round picks from a team. He is like maybe a first-round pick that I'm trading Poeltl for. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Pop is so stuck in the old age that he sees Poeltl and he's like, this guy's amazing. He's like a Tim Duncan, like a young Tim Duncan, and everyone's like, we don't want him. He's like very normal player. He can rebound some and he can put back. We don't want Podol for 2 years of draft of our first round picks. Like, that is absurd to ask for him, in my opinion. What do you think about it, and do you think he's worth that?
He's a good fantasy player. I think he has a good stat.
I'm sure teams consider fantasy a lot.
I didn't even know. That was one of those things that I was like, I didn't even know like that was a report that was out. So I thought that was very strange that he's even shopping those guys, because I get he wants to lose for Wembanyama, but I mean, once you get Wembanyama, what do you do next? You just keep losing? I don't know. So you got to keep some people. You got to keep
I see
somebody.
what you're saying.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think he's worth that for sure. I think, like you said, he's a first round pick. He's good. He's not bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't put him on the Lakers. You're like, yeah, that takes them over the top. So I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't come on, a good team and be like, oh, this is their missing piece.
When I first saw his name, I pronounced it the same way you do, John, but his name is actually pronounced Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah.
Jacob Poeltl.
Like, I don't know how Poeltl turns into Pirtle, but that's what it's supposed to be.
Bro, I'm not trying to sound like an American jerk, but like, if your name is spelled like that and it's not pronounced like that, when you translate it to English, you need to just change the spelling, or we will all mispronounce your name every time. Like, how are we supposed to know? I understand if like, I don't know if he's German or something. I understand if that's pronounced Pirtle there, a different language, but
Yeah.
what the heck?
Like, I'm sure that there are some weird accents that make it sound like that in his home language, but I feel like it does need to be respelled.
Yeah.
I completely disagree that this man is worth 2 first-round picks. He might be worth, like, maybe one, like a late first. Like, you're not trading anything for Jakob. Like, well, no, you'll trade something for him, but maybe a late first. Like, a contender would trade a first and, like, a role player for him, maybe.
Yeah. Like, imagine if you're in a 30-person fantasy league and someone drafted Podol in the first round. Pirtle.
I'll be like, you're trying to lose this game, bro.
Next topic, John Collins. This isn't like breaking news or anything, but John Collins had a birthday, 25th birthday. Happy birthday, John Collins. Very bright young player. On the birthday cake he had made is him dunking on Joel Embiid in the playoffs. I think it was the playoffs. That's a bad idea. Joel Embiid's gonna have. The Hawks already have enough hate because Trae Young. Joel Embiid's gonna have 50 on the Hawks every game this year, and they're gonna get smashed.
You know, I bet you DeJounte Murray was the guy that made that case. Because after seeing how he acts in this offseason, that dude is a grade A hater.
Menace.
And like I almost respect it, but hating on like rec league guys, that was so weird. Like, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he was like, it just doesn't make any sense. It would be like if I went to a middle school game and was destroying people and was like assaulting them with the basketball, and I'm just like, I'm sick. I'm awesome. They're like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Like, of course, you're like a pro player compared to us. Like, why are we doing this?
Ridiculous. Also, Iggy's coming back. Iguodala is unretiring. I don't know if he retired, but he said he's coming back for his last year. So he's doing the thing Coach K did, which I have zero respect for, which is announcing his retirement before he retires so he can get like every team every time it's his last game they're like, oh, thank you, Iguodala. Like he probably can't wait to go play at the Sixers, and they're like, oh, we love you, Iguodala. So I actually like Iggy a lot, but I don't like him for that.
He's just milking his fame. He's taking he's doing what's it called? The Urban Meyer method. You just try to get everything you can. Oh no, wait, Nick Saban, not Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is not like that anymore.
Yeah, Urban Meyer, he's gonna get a college job like next year, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. But right now, people do not like that guy.
That's all I have for news. I want to talk a little bit about the ESPN Top 100 list. I was just looking at some of them before this. The top 5, I think, are actually pretty good. I think Luka might be a little too high just because he hasn't like accomplished much. But so the top 5 are Giannis at 1.
He beat the Suns, bro. I don't know if you can say he didn't accomplish.
I know, but who cares? You know, everyone beats the Suns.
That's true.
No one on the Suns has ever won. But the top 5 were what? Giannis, Jokic, Luka, and then Joel, and then who was 5? Steph.
Oh yeah, Steph.
So I kind of like that. I think Joel should be over Luka for me.
But he hasn't won anything.
I know.
Well, I mean, I think like in terms of which player on your team gives you the best chance to win, like I think Joel probably if he's healthy. Like Giannis won. I think Giannis right now is the best. And then I'd probably say Joel 2. And I'd probably put LeBron 3, honestly. Like LeBron's just
no Joker respect.
Yeah, I thought you were Joker.
I think Jokic is amazing. I think he's awesome. I don't think he gives you a better chance to win than any of those 3 players. Like I think he is 4th. And then I think it's probably Steph 5, Luka 6. That's what I would put.
I mean, I'm the biggest LeBron fan ever, but if you took like a bad roster and you were putting one of those guys on, I don't think LeBron's like taking them very far right now. Like as a 39-year-old, he's just not motivated to do it at that point. He's like, we're not going to win. I know what this team looks like. Jokic, I think, is going to go out and put like 30, 20, and 10 every night and like try to win every game.
I think I would put Bron 5, Luka 6. I would put LeBron over Luka, but I wouldn't put him over Jokic.
Yeah, since we're talking about one season, I could agree with that.
Now, yeah, I think I had kind of the rose tinted glasses on LeBron for a second, but he is 39, gonna be 39 this year, so it's like Father Time is undefeated.
It is. But some of the rankings that I thought, like DeMar got disrespected. He got 28. I think he's higher than 28. Like he's better than that because literally the whole season last year, people were talking about MVP candidate, talking about most efficient player you've ever seen, talking about 28 points per game. And then they got his teammate Zach LaVine is higher than him, who literally did nothing. Obviously he was hurt, but like I don't. What's playing right now?
Yeah,
I think you're playing a video.
I didn't even know. Was I? I didn't even know.
It was probably if you go on
an ad.
Yeah, ESPN, they like play videos if you go to like their stats page.
Bro, if it's 2022 and you don't use Google Ad Block, what are you even doing?
Well, on ESPN, I think on ESPN, even if you have ad block, it'll play like the videos in the corner.
True. Well, I think DeMar should be above Zach LaVine. Not a big issue, but I don't know what you could have seen that made you think Zach LaVine was better than DeMar DeRozan.
I would put DeMar in top 20 for sure. I think he's like between 15th and
Yeah.
18th
Like
last year.
we were, I feel like we had a bunch of arguments where we would rank players, and Demar would be in like if we were going all the way up to 15, he'd be like in the
Yeah.
combo.
Yeah.
No.
Ant doesn't like guys that can't shoot threes.
That's not true. I had him in my MVP voting. I remember saying that in the group chat.
In
But
your
he's not a
MVP voting, but not. But what?
Yeah, like he tailed off at the end of the season. What do you mean?
Yeah, he did.
Well, because
But-
all of his players weren't playing anymore, and he's like, we suck.
Oh, that's okay. It's stuff happens. That's okay.
But he's in your MVP voting, but he's not in your top 15.
Like he was playing at an MVP level, yes, for like half of the season, and then the rest of the other half of the season he didn't play as well. Obviously, like you said,
Okay.
things happen. And he got less motivated.
Dang.
I mean,
and he got
oh,
passed
but-
by his teammate that wasn't playing at all. Respect.
I would put DeMar DeRozan in. I think DeMar DeRozan and Devin Booker are like in the same, about as good as each other.
Like Devin
Yeah,
Booker's more exciting because there's like more potential there, I think. But
Yeah,
like in terms of this coming year, like yeah, I think if you like they're pretty much the same value, I think this year.
yeah.
No, I don't agree. But that's okay.
D Book is this is Devin Booker in crunch time or in big games fold.
That's just
Can't
wrong.
handle it. Can't handle it. We've seen it over and he vanishes in the playoffs, and he has like 7 points, and I'm like, are you a killer? And do you guys remember the video of him in the summer where he's getting double teamed in like an NBA pickup, and he's like, we're not doubling, come on, we're trying to work on our moves, and then in the playoffs he gets doubled and he fumbles the ball every time. Maybe you should practice getting doubled. Kobe used to say, you better send 2, you better send 3 in a pickup game because I'm just going to score every point if you don't.
I did see that. I thought that was the weirdest. Like, why are you arguing about being doubled, bro? Like,
Make the right play, Devin.
yeah, just pass it.
Like I feel like if we could see the 5 prior possessions, he dribbled down and ISO pull up, and everyone's like, all right, let's try to get the ball out of his hand. Because he's obviously crazy good. And anyway, Kyrie's number 33. That's disrespectful. That's just ESPN disliking Kyrie for all the stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Martin Luther Irving, bro.
What?
Martin Luther Irving.
Martin Luther Irving. What the heck? I feel like people like Martin Luther King though.
Yeah, but he's hated.
Like he was in his time. Okay. I'll like explain your thoughts because you're just like saying phrases and then not elaborating. I'm like translating for you. But bro, it's so disrespectful. I'm looking at the list, so it's like Andrew Wiggins is 32, and then Kyrie Irving. So Andrew Wiggins is just better than Kyrie now, and then Marcus Smart is next.
He's like, no, isn't like Marcus Smart like right behind Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, he is.
That's crazy. That is insane.
And
That's
then Cade.
You win a championship, and analysts think you're like the best player in the league. It doesn't even matter what you do. I bet Iguodala's like rank 50 on there.
Bro, let me just read these. So all these people are in the 30s with Kyrie. Cade, Evan Mobley, who's literally done less than nothing. Clay. Okay, Clay's done a lot of stuff. That's fair for Clay. Like, I don't think Clay's as good anymore, but it's hard to argue him wherever he is because
Yeah.
FVV. I mean, Kyrie brings so much more to your team than FVV. FVV can shoot really well and score, but Kyrie Irving, that's a superstar. That's a team changer when he plays.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes. I mean, I guess off potential, he could be really good, but I don't think he's.
Scotty Burns is
Not
not
better than
insane.
Kyrie.
And then Zion's 40. I think Zion's ahead of most of those guys.
Oh, is a top 20 player.
Evan Mobley. Zion's better than Evan Mobley.
Zion's like, I'd put Zion like 25. Like,
Yeah.
Zion's so good.
LaMelo's 41. Those guys are ahead of LaMelo. Oh my
They
god.
put Cade ahead of LaMelo. They
Yeah,
put
yes.
Evan Mobley ahead of LaMelo?
Yes.
I
Bro,
don't
they
believe
got
that.
Clay ahead of LaMelo.
Bro, the top they did okay with the top 10. After that, they were like, let's
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 just piss
spice
everybody off. Let's
Let's
just
Yeah.
do
add some
something.
spice. Like, what do you guys think about Drew Holiday at 26?
I like that, but he's not better than Kyrie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
like him around
Yeah.
there, but
Like
he's just not
I think if Drew Holiday was right behind Kyrie, that would be fine. But Marcus Smart right behind Kyrie, nah.
Yeah. It's hard for me to argue because I really just like Drew Holiday. He seems like such a
he's a
nice
nice
guy, and he's such a great competitor. He doesn't like talk trash. He plays super hard every play. So it's like whatever. I would never say he's too high up on the list. 'Cause I'm like, nah, come on, it's Drew Holiday. He's such a good guy.
Yeah. He's also my sister-in-law's his sister. So
Oh yeah, bro. Why
I,
don't you
I
get him on the pod, bro?
bro, I'll hit him up. Let's see if he'll show
Bro,
up.
bro, hit him up and ask him to get Giannis on the pod.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
I'll just have like Giannis and Drew go on the pod.
Bro, that would be the coolest thing ever. When I used to do a podcast with my Fishburne teammate Wade, we did like 10 episodes, and then we just stopped recording them. I had messaged, I can't even think of the guy's name, for the Heat, the shooter, not Duncan Robinson or Tyler Harrow, Strus. I had messaged him like the day he got moved up from the G League. He played one game in the NBA and had like 15, and I was like, "Oh, this guy is like raw. He's about to pop off." And this was like 2 years ago, and I messaged him, didn't reply. But I was on the scent though. I knew he was gonna be good. I could tell.
Yeah, he's
a starter.
Duncan Robinson.
He
Yeah.
started.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's raw. Bro, I'm looking at these rankings, like they don't respect big men at all. They got DeAndre Ayton at 51, Jarrett Allen at 52. Jarrett Allen's like maybe like a top 5 center for me, and he's 52. Because he's I would rather have Jarrett Allen than Rudy Gobert, and Gobert's like top 20.
Would you rather have Jared Allen than Evan Mobley though? Evan Mobley's ranked higher than him.
I'd rather have Allen.
Really?
Off potential. Yes, because and I don't believe this, but a lot of people are super high because of his metrics, his ability to shoot the ball.
He can shoot.
Yeah, he can
Mobley's
shoot
okay.
threes, and he altered like anytime someone tried to score on him, he had the lowest percentage of altering shots. Some like advanced stat. One of my coworkers told me about it the other day because I had this conversation. But yeah, like trying to score on him is like almost not impossible, but it's very, very, very low chance. I don't know. It's just some advanced stat, and you're like, okay.
That's
maybe.
Evan Mobley, right?
It's Evan Mobley.
I don't
Yeah,
believe in
Evan-
advanced stats unless they support my case.
Bro, Evan Mobley he's really, really good. Like he's so good.
But okay, Robert Williams is 58. I would rather have Robert Williams. He's like the best defender ever. This dude changes every shot.
Yeah.
Yes, I love him.
Robert
Best center
Williams
in
is
the
so
league.
good. Bro, I went to a Celtics Heat game and I watched Robert Williams play against Bam. Bam was like erased. Like it was just gross watching that. I was like, oh my god, is Robert Williams really this good? Because I had Bam on my fantasy team. I was like, he's about to pop off. I was like paying attention every play. I was like, oh my god, Robert Williams is destroying this guy.
Wonderful defense, and he doesn't need the ball. Oh, you gotta
Yeah.
love guys like that.
Okay, that's all for the list. Okay, wait, this is the last one I wanted to say. Ben Simmons is number 76 on that list. Like that's terrible.
I want to bet that he will be a top 25 player by next year. Top 25.
So like going into next year, do you think he'll be 25 on the list, or you're saying like we will consider him that?
Well, that too, but he'll be 25 on the list at least.
Okay, I guess we'll find out.
Anybody want to bet that?
I mean, the thing is, like,
He's not even like third. He's like third best on his team right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So 25. Nah, he's not going to be top 25.
I think
I wouldn't bet it at least.
I'm on the fence. I think he might be.
I don't know.
Like
Oh,
the thing is, Ben Simmons is so good. He just didn't shoot. Like that was it.
He don't shoot, Brian. You weren't listening to the pod. He said
And-
two things.
I'm a Ben Simmons hater for everything off the court, but when it comes to on the court, he's really good. Like I'm afraid to bet against him on the court. It's just whether he plays. Like if he decides to play.
No, the reason I would not want to bet is because there's so many loose ends to him being good. It's obviously mental health's a real thing, and if that's something he's really battling and he's like struggling this much with it where he has to sit out an entire season and can't play because of it, I don't think he's going to be able to shoot threes and get taunted for missing threes. He's not going to want to shoot. It's going to happen again. And then if Kyrie's hurt or KD's hurt or he's hurt, there's so many possibilities pointing to just him not having a great season, I feel like.
So, like, what was his back injury?
So he was
His
walking
phone,
up.
he fell out. He took a charge with his phone in his pocket. I don't know.
He was He was like running up the stairs, Brian, and he took. And this is crazy. This is on some like John Wall. You know how John Wall said he just slipped in the shower? Like he was running up the stairs, bro. And he said whatever side it was just went limp, and he couldn't like. He was like on the ground. I guess he had to go to the hospital or whatever or something. And like he couldn't even like then his foot would go numb. Sometimes he would like drag his foot around. So he's like it's like really bad. Like he had a really bad injury. We don't know how. Again, he just said he got it running up the stairs. You know how like you skip a step, like when you're that's what he did, I guess. And so he's running up the stairs. He just freaking pulls. I don't know, dude.
That's some bad news. If like that's some real bad news because it was like they reported it as a sore back. So I was like, what's going on? But I guess he like slipped a disc or something. I don't know. Like
I remember he said he was talking to JJ Redick because JJ had like a similar back injury, but it was different parts of the spine. It was like L4, L3, or something like that. Something.
Bro, Jameis played with a fractured L1 through L4 last weekend, and threw 3 picks.
So he really got a back injury, but I don't know, man. I am worried about him, but I think he'll be okay.
We're not to football talk yet, but I picked up the Panthers defense because they're playing the Saints this week. I'm hoping for some turnovers.
Jameis, I mean, that dude should sit out. Like having all of those fractures in your back, he's gonna get paralyzed or something. Like I love Jameis, but you gotta sit out.
Bro, imagine the exercises that his like off-meta trainers having him do to get his back back. He's like hanging him upside down, like punching him in his back right now, being like turn, and he's like, oh god, it hurts really bad.
I need to watch a Jameis Winston training montage today. That dude is the best average player of all time.
All right, I want to move to Yeet culture real quick. I don't have a big one this week, but I do have one that is just ridiculous. So Peacock and Apple TV are taking over the sports world. Peacock one used to have the Olympics on it. We couldn't watch the Olympics men's basketball team play unless you had a Peacock subscription, which is ridiculous. And now they start doing that with Thursday night football. So like one of the Thursday night games, or it was Monday night, one of those are only on Peacock. So even if if it's a Philadelphia Eagles game and you live in Philadelphia, you can't watch it unless you have Peacock. That's so dumb to me. And then I don't watch baseball, but Apple TV is doing the same thing with baseball games. And so like I don't know if you guys know, Aaron Judge is about to break the home run record for single season. So he's like about to hit a 61st, which would like tie a record, and then 62 would break it. And his games keep being on Apple TV, so like no one is gonna see him because no one's gonna get Apple TV to watch one baseball game. And so that's just so dumb to me. Like, especially for baseball, that's a dying sport already. And so the fact that you're having less viewers by going to one subscription is so dumb. So I hate NBC and I hate Apple, but like I also like my iPhone though. But that's all.
Yeah. I actually think the only reason that baseball is not dead yet is because of sports betting. I think sports betting is keeping that entire sport afloat. Like people love baseball.
Our parlays are doing it for them.
Like they should turn off betting for one game and just see how many people watch it. Like 94 people tune in. All right, let's move on to Fantasy Land. This segment is our time to update y'all on fantasy football, NFL news, and Commander talk. The Commanders play the Eagles this week. Brian, how do you feel about this matchup? I know you're a big Jalen Hurts fan.
Okay, so Jalen Hurts propelled himself into the. So the way I rank quarterbacks, there's the top real six. There's Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, and Aaron Rodgers. Those guys are the six best quarterbacks in the NFL. And then everyone else is kind of like 7 through really like maybe 15 or 18. They're all kind of interchangeable. Jalen Hurts is number 7. Jalen Hurts.
7 through 15 are interchangeable.
Like, when you think about it, all those quarterbacks, they're kind of, bro, you got to think about it this way. Okay, people rank Joe Burrow. Okay, people rank Joe Burrow up here. Like, Joe Burrow's having a terrible start to the season. He'll probably bounce back, but this guy is starting off absolutely garbage. So, like, when you think about it, the 7th through like 15th best quarterbacks, they're all like kind of interchangeable. It's like Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, who else is there? Matthew Stafford. I say Matthew Stafford's probably number 7 actually, and then everyone else is kind of like interchangeable.
Kyler Murray.
Like, would you like?
Those
would
are
you
not
really,
interchangeable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude.
like?
Jalen Hurts and Derek Carr are at the low end of that.
Mm,
And
I
like
mean,
Kyler
like-
Murray is so much better than Derek Carr.
like I mean, I disagree, honestly. I think these guys are like they all kind of give you the same chance to win. Like Kyler Murray, I think Kyler Murray's very exciting. I think he's electric. I think he's a very good player. But like the way that he plays hurts his team long term. Like the second half of the year is always bad for Kyler Murray, and I think it's because he has to like do so much to create passing lanes because he's so short. Like his linemen just get injured over time. Like they have to block for too
That's
long.
true.
They have to do all this stuff, and it's like he's a great player for the first half of the season, but after that wear and tear sets in, like they just can't last. And maybe like eventually they'll draft linemen that just are like more like cardio heavy, like
Yeah.
smaller linemen or something. But like I don't know. I don't know how you fix that. So like really, like I don't think whether you have Dak or whether you have Jalen Hurts or whether you have Derek Carr, maybe Kyler Murray's a little bit better, but like whether you have these guys, like I don't think any of them really gives you a significantly better chance to win than the other. I feel like they're all kind of the same tier of player.
Okay.
I think a lot of those, like, I would definitely have a preference on a lot of those guys.
I mean,
So-
scheme, yeah. Like you can scheme differently with different players. Like obviously, Kyler Murray plays very differently than Derek Carr,
Mhm.
but like, does it like I don't know. I don't think either of them like whether you have one of them or the other. It's like
I'm probably taking Cooper Rush over Jalen Hurts right now.
Cooper Rush 1-0, baby. He's going out there.
That's your logic, bro.
I
For
mean,
taking
he's-
Hurts over Burrows, you're like, oh, Hurts won a football game, so like he's better
No,
than
Hurts
he's Super Bowl leading Joe Burrow.
dominated a football game. He didn't just win. Tom Brady's winning games, and Tom Brady is playing garbage this season. The only reason I have him at number 6 is because he's Tom Brady, and like, you know, he's realistically he's second best quarterback of all time. Peyton Manning's one, but like
Burrow dominated a whole season, but it doesn't mean anything to you.
I mean, Burrow played great last season, yeah, but like,
Is he over
Was
the
it
hump?
really-
He's over the hump.
nah, not really. Not my opinion.
No, over the hump means like he's going downhill from there.
Oh, I thought you meant like he made it over. Like
Oh
he's
no,
all-
like he
No,
he was to ascend and now he's over the hump. Now he's going
I mean,
back
he's
down.
like what 24 years old. There's no he's. But you know, I think all those quarterbacks are like relatively the same. I don't think any of them are like significantly better than the other. But if you have one of those like top 6, because Tom Brady just has some invisible magic that he performs to win games, like all of those players are just like you could win a Super Bowl in a year with any of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do agree with like the sentiment, like that the team mean like the team success goes way past like how good the quarterback is, and so some of those guys would do well if they had a good system, and then
Yeah.
like the top 6 guys are going to do well no matter what system they're in. So I agree with that, but I definitely just think there's a big difference from like 7 and 15. Like some of those guys, like the fact that it would be like a knee jerk reaction, like I'm taking this guy over the other guy, like there's a pretty big difference. But like both of them are starters in the NFL, though. But
Yeah. I mean, I think the Raiders would obviously trade Derek Carr for Kyler Murray, but I think that's more of like an age thing than like an actual player thing, you know? Like, I think Kyler Murray's just so much younger, they'd be like, yeah, we're going to take him for the upside.
so why do you got Jalen over Tua? Let me hear that.
Okay. Tua, I think Tua is. So Tua is he's like in the situation that Baker Mayfield was in, but he's not bad. Like Tua is an average quarterback with like the fastest receivers of all time on his team. Like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are just undefensible players. Like you can't guard them. They're so fast, and they're both actually really good route runners. They're great after the catch. Like if you have one of them, it's like, okay, we focus all this on. But now that you have two of them on opposite sides, like, what do you do?
It's like the Chiefs, like when they had Tyreek and who's the other guy, Mecole.
Yeah. Yeah, like even though Mecole isn't like that good, he was just so fast
Yeah.
that like you have to have a safety over the top every play. And the problem is like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek are so fast, you have to play two deep safeties every play. But both of them are like great route runners, so if they just run a slant, they might just take that to the house
I
too.
think
Like,
Jalen Hurts has an insane core too, though.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
finally
I
got
mean-
the number one receiver.
yeah, like Jalen Hurts definitely has a really good setup too. I will agree with that. But I think like Jalen Hurts is smarter. He has more arm talent than Tua. Tua's arm is kind of like his arm strength is kind of bad. Like he can't. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle get so open that it kind of almost doesn't matter, which is insane. But he's underthrowing like every single time.
Yeah, I know what you're saying because I remember that big play they had, and he's just like waiting for it.
Yeah.
And then he still goes. Like I see what you're saying.
It's insane that that's still working because they're just so fast that they're literally 15 yards ahead of the guy, so it doesn't matter. Like, I think like that's sort of the interchangeable thing. I think if you take Tua and you replace him with like, I don't know, if you replace Tua with Daniel Jones, he's gonna do the same thing. Like,
I don't know about that.
Daniel Jones is.
Daniel Jones
Derek
might get ran out of town.
I might say like Derek Carr.
like Derek, I think Derek Carr would. I think they'd probably.
I
be
think
like,
Justin
oh,
Herbert is better than both of them.
Oh, well, yeah. Justin Herbert's in my top 6. Justin Herbert's like.
Oh, he
so
was in
good.
your top 6? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Justin Herbert's the third best quarterback in the league. He's so good. But yeah, I mean, I think Tua is in a great situation, and I think he is an average quarterback. And I think I think he's probably going to have like a Ben Roethlisberger type career where he's just like average to start, and then he becomes a good player because he's just in such a good situation he can't fail.
Okay.
Like Baker Mayfield should have had a Ben Roethlisberger career, but Baker Mayfield led all the commercials.
And Jalen's just gonna like
Jalen,
dominate regardless of his team.
absolutely. Jalen is in a great situation, but Jalen got that dog, bro. He's raw.
So last year you would have had Jalen what?
Uh,
I know it's
I
hard.
mean-
I'm sorry I'm putting you on the spot. I apologize, but like, he would have been like 15, maybe.
I think Jalen last year, yeah, probably like 15, like between 15 and 18, I'd say. He's like in the lower of the middle tier guys last year. I think he was good, but like, you know, it was his first year. He was just like learning.
Fair enough. Just curious. Just wanted to know because he got better. He got more players. I feel like.
True.
He got a
Yeah,
better-
I mean, the Eagles are really, really good right now. So that definitely helps him a lot. But like after watching that game, I'm a Jalen fan now.
So what do
Like,
you think's gonna happen with the Commanders against the Eagles?
like we had a high week 1, and then we came back down to earth week 2. And now I think we're going through we're on the surface, we're going underground. It's not gonna be good. Like,
Bro, we
Like-
have a good I literally think that our problem is that we don't have a terrible offensive line, but our offensive line just isn't good. It's not great. Like it's not gonna win a game for us. And Carson Wentz is so scared to throw, and so he just sits there and then we're like, you're gonna get sacked and you're gonna get fumbled, and you just have to make a choice. You have to throw it away, or try to run for a couple yards. Like you don't have time here.
Yeah, like that's what people were saying about Carson Wentz before we got him. They were saying he holds onto the ball too long. And like you look at his stats and you're like, wait, Carson Wentz is really good. But like a Carson Wentz like 27-7 season isn't the same because like he has such a good touchdown to interception ratio, not because he's like Aaron Rodgers and just throws beautiful passes. It's because he just won't throw the ball if he doesn't see a good throw.
That's true.
If this isn't perfect,
Yeah, he's
But
like,
I mean, he's doing well though. I'll say Carson's had like 3 bad quarters. 3 out of his 8 quarters have been bad.
yeah,
But like the second half against the Lions, like we looked great again.
like he's not bad. He just needs to make decisions faster. Like he's second in the league in passing yards right now, and I think we have one of the best receiving cores in the league.
He
like,
can throw well. Like he throws a spiral. Like when he chooses to throw it, like it's great. He can launch it too, like the Curtis Samuel and McLaurin.
Mm.
But anyway, BBS, you want to run through some of your NFL topics here?
Yeah, so we already kind of went over this one, but so Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa. I think they were all in the same draft class. I'm pretty sure they were. I might be messing up one of them, but like those 3 guys, who do you think is real? Who do you think's a fraud? And who's just happy to be here? John first.
All right. Joe Burrow's real. I knew he was real when I saw him smoking a cigar in the national championship room.
Mm.
This one's tough because like both fraud and happy to be here kind of seemed like similar to me. Like I think Tua is just happy to be here. Mainly because like he got drafted by the Dolphins, which like before this year was a really bad thing because they're terrible. Yeah. Like for my whole life they've been bad. And so he's probably happy like I have guys that I can just throw slants to, or just throw like I don't know routes, but like a curl to, and they're just gone. Like they might just go for 70 yards. Yeah. And then I just think that those guys are both better than Hurts. So I'm gonna say he's the fraud, but I don't really think he's a fraud. I just don't think he's like as crazy good as you're saying. Just from the main reason I don't like Hurts is because I saw him like get taken out last year in a game, and he just started pouting on the sideline, and I didn't like it. I was like, if I have a starting quarterback, they don't pout on the sideline. But I don't know. That's just my opinion on him. He sucks. That's all.
I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm going to go with the fraud is Joe Burrow, but only because their team fooled us. They said they fixed the offensive line, and I haven't seen it. What did you do? Did you lie? Was it your poker face? Because they said they fixed the line, and I was like, oh yeah.
Who's they?
Literally their team. They changed off. That was ESPN.
So did Joe Burrow say it? Why does this make him a fraud?
Because he's behind the line.
Yeah.
That's not his fault.
He should have put...
What? He's a quarterback.
He should have said, I want this guy. He needs to go out there. He needs to be like Tom and say, go get him. Go get this guy. Go get that guy. Right? So he's my fraud. I think the real one is Tua.
Ooh.
Right? And I think Hurts is just happy to be there.
Okay.
The real one is Tua. He's for real because he's the same guy we knew he was. He's real. He can't throw the ball far, as you can see. But like John said, with the curl routes, those short routes, you're not exposing him to like route throws that he can't make. He likes short slants, hand the ball off, all that good stuff. I think that's why I would say he's real. And then, like I said, Hurts is just happy to be here. because he's getting lucky because Brian's got him in the top 5, and I just can't. He's just happy to be here, happy to be in the conversation, I should say.
He's
That's-
happy.
that's-
He's happy to. Well, you guys remember Jalen Hurts got replaced by Tua at Alabama, and then he had to transfer to Oklahoma to play.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I
I
can't wait
mean,
till they play. It's gonna. I feel like you can't forget that if you were the starting guy at the best school in the world for football, and then a guy comes and plays one game over you, wins the national championship, and then they're like, "You're not starting anymore, Jalen." Like he does. Like obviously he's mature and he's not gonna like punch him, but like he gotta not like Tua very much because of
yeah,
that.
yeah. Wow, I forgot about that. That is nice. I hope they play against each other this year.
Yeah.
Well, I obviously have Jalen as real.
Oh wow, that's surprising.
I know, surprise, surprise. I have Joe Burrow as fraud because I think we got a little ahead of ourselves with Joe Burrow. I think their team, they had a really lucky run. Like everything kind of fell into place. Like it just kind of really worked out.
That's
for
how
them.
the NFL is. Like unless
It
you're
is.
Tom Brady, then like your team got lucky to be in the Super Bowl, pretty much.
Well, I
there's like
mean-
always one team that you're like, wow, I can't. Like the Giants are in the Super Bowl. How?
Eli Manning is an unexplainable career. That guy is amazing.
Chad
But-
Powers.
Who?
Chad Powers. That was
Oh
his
yeah, I did see
ESPN.
that.
Yeah.
That was so good. Eli Manning's having a fantastic post-career tour. I'm loving it. But yeah, I think the Bengals got really lucky, and I'm gonna obviously luck is a big factor in the NFL. You know, there's so many injuries and so many variables. Like I'm gonna need to see him get lucky a couple more times to believe he's not a fraud. And then I think Tua's just happy to be here. That guy's loving life right now. He has the 2 best weapons in the world on his team. Like he's having a great time. We already kind of went through Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but I just wanted to mention it. Jalen Waddle's Waddle dance is maybe the greatest dance in NFL history. It's so good.
He's on my fantasy team now too, so I'm hype about it.
I can't believe that trade actually went through and didn't get vetoed. So the Sun God and Hutchmeister. Greatest duo in NFL history, I think, because they beat my squad. They beat my Commanders.
I don't even know what this team is. What are you saying? What is the Sun God and Hutchmeister?
Amon-Ra St. Brown and Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh yeah.
They were
bro.
so good. They're your guys at
Why is that the Sun God?
Ra is the sun god, the Egyptian
Oh,
mythology.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Shout out,
the
man.
question is though, will Chase Young and Brad Robinson save us? What do you guys think? When they come back week 5 or whatever they're supposed to come back, is that going to be the savior of the commie season?
Let me touch on this first, John, because I
Yeah.
do not know much about the Commanders. According to Phil, Chase Young will not save you. Apparently he stinks. I don't know. I thought he was really good. I think he's still really good. So I'm going to say yes with no backing. But John, the floor is yours.
Okay. If we were talking about Phil's take on Chase Young, it makes no sense. Chase Young had like one of the greatest rookie seasons for a defensive end like ever. And then he came back, couldn't get sacks because he teams had adjusted and they were like double and literally triple teaming him. And then our defense was pretty much just expecting him to get sacks, and then we didn't, and we were terrible last year. But the whole team was terrible last year. And so I don't know. I think Chase is still great, and he just seems like he is actually a really good leader and a really good teammate, which we need on our team because we normally don't have that. So I think we need to keep him happy and keep him in Washington as long as we can, and he can be a leader on that defensive line for a long time. Brian Robinson, I don't know if he's going to do anything. Hopefully he's a good I don't think he's going to make that big of a difference unless he's that good, because McKissick is a pretty good receiving back and substitute for Gibson, but I really like Antonio Gibson. I don't think he's 30 carries a game back, but I really think he's efficient with a 2-back front. So I mean Brian Robinson maybe can take some of the load off them, but I think he'll be good. Overall, yeah. I mean, we don't need to be saved. Like we're 1-1, and like if we beat the Eagles, and the Giants lose, I think we might be like tied for first in the NFC East. So things are looking good. At least we're not the Cowboys.
You guys are the most interesting conference. I love like listening to it every year. It's just so fun. It's just I don't know. It's just like you could swing either way.
It's like we're
Like,
4-10, but like if we win out, we still make the playoffs.
yeah, like you're the number one. Yeah, like you could take over your conference. That's crazy.
We like the NFC East is the weirdest conference in the NFL because I would say all three of our Super Bowls over the past 2 decades, like no one expected us to win any of them. Like both of the Giants ones and the Eagles ones, no one expected them to win.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the team that comes out of this division is ever like even considered to make it past the first round. But somehow over the past, what is it, 15 years, we've won 3 Super Bowls as a division. Like it makes no sense. But I think Chase Young is going to have a huge impact. I think Chase Young is kind of like our Zion Williamson almost. Like we just need to keep this guy happy and give him a good situation, and I think he's going
We
to
can't lose him because he's gonna be so good if we lose him, bro. He's gonna average like 20 sacks a year if we lose
Yeah,
him.
like one of those things. Like I'd rather him have 15 or like 10 to 12 sacks for us and then like not go to like Detroit
Yeah.
or go to like the Rams and then he has like breakout 25, 30. You know what I mean? Like
we lose average players and they become great. We get great players and they become below average. He's a great player. So if we lose him, he's gonna be the GOAT maybe. And maybe he'll become the GOAT defender.
Like the thing about Chase Young is like, yeah, we have Chase Young, and like if we had like Myles Garrett or like Aaron Donald, I think it would be bad for us because like off the field, those guys have some weird issues that I think are kind of dealt with as a team well because they're a well-run team. And I think if we had one of those guys, like they would not be good for us. They would be suspended.
Von
or they would
Miller
be,
too. He's kind of he kind of does some stuff off the field.
Does he? I haven't heard about it, so I don't know. I know he used to do a lot of commercials, but yeah, like I feel like if we had those like great players that have like some sketchy like semi off the field issues, like it would not be good for us. But because we have Chase Young, like Chase Young is a great fit for our organization, so we need to try to keep him just to like change the culture here because the culture is so bad. But yeah, I think once they come back, we will be able to. I think we can sneak into the playoffs this year because the Cowboys are like not that good. And then the Eagles are the only real threat in our division. The Giants are not actually. Like they're 2-0, but they're bad. So the next one, Brady is going to coast to 12-5 again because that defense is the greatest defense of all time. But we need to talk about this. Do y'all think Tom Brady is a Luciferian or a Scientologist? Because there has to be a reason that he's winning. Like he has to be doing something, right? What do y'all think?
I think he is. I don't think he's doing anything. I think that he eats his food to the 0.01 ounce every day, drinks the same fluids to the 0.01 ounce every day, gets plastic surgery. I don't think he does any type of steroids because he's such a healthy person. He wouldn't do that to his body. And he doesn't move much when he plays football. He just stands there. He makes sure he has like 500-pound linemen blocking for him that can run 4.4s. And I think that it's like the LeBron of football, like, but you can last longer, which is funny to say because football is so physical, but like Brady's made it. The Brady rule made it so that Brady could last so long because you can't like tackle quarterbacks hard anymore.
Yeah, I think it's just his dedication to the game and the amount of preparation he puts in.
VBS is like, this is not what I wanted to hear.
Dude, I don't think so. He's just one of those guys like John says, like LeBron just doesn't do anything wrong. I mean, obviously, like the thing with his wife, the Giselle thing, and like, but other than that, like he just doesn't do anything wrong and he does everything to the point. And no, I don't see it, but I would love to hear your take on this.
I think he's a Luciferian because I don't think he's friends with Tom Cruise. And I think if you're that famous and you're in Scientology, you got to be friends with Tom Cruise. I see him and Tom Cruise clashing. I see Tom Cruise kind of flirting with Giselle on the side or something if they're close to one another.
Like, what
So
do you mean you say you see that? Like, you could see that, or you've seen it?
I will not disclose my sources, but I would say Tom Brady's a Luciferian. So yeah, that's my contribution to this. And then my last two are kind of the same. Do y'all think that any running back in the NFL other than Nick Chubb is actually good right now?
DeAndre Swift and Antonio Gibson.
Okay.
Wow. Christian McCaffrey.
He's hurt.
Oh my God. Austin Eckler.
Oh, okay. You like Eckler still?
Nah.
He hasn't had a good start
What
to
are
the
you,
year.
2020?
Yes.
Nah, I drafted Austin Eckler last year, and he told me if you won your fantasy league game and you started him, you could send him a tweet, and he would send like one signed jersey every week. And I only won like 3 weeks, so I didn't really have a great chance of winning that. I didn't win it, so he's not very good.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Can you throw Kareem Hunt in there? I think they're both
Chunt.
just-
Yeah, I guess.
man.
Yeah, Sean. Okay, I like that. Sean. It's a good combo name. Okay, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. You think Eckler and McCaffrey? Okay.
And he likes DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift's having a good year as well.
Yeah, I think DeAndre Swift's okay. Like, I don't know. I think Saquon's actually having a good year too. I think there are only a couple of running backs that even matter at this point, though. It seems like a lot of them are just kind of plug and play. Like you either have a good running game or you don't.
Watch for Leonard Fournette to have a big week this week because all their receivers are out for the Bucks, and I think Brady's gonna be handing it off and dumping it off to him a lot because he also took to Twitter and said, "Sorry to all my fantasy owners, I haven't gotten the end zone. Many touchdowns coming, I promise." So watch out for playoff Lenny.
He's being put in the
playoff Lenny in the third week of the season. I didn't know he was going out that early.
And then my last topic. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the Browns fans, they're not seeing heaven out here. It's not looking good. Browns fans last week pulled up to the game with like Deshaun Watson stuff. They were saying like, I need to pull this stuff
They
up.
they had a massage table and they laid a mannequin down and acted like they gave it a boner with a towel over it, and were like, rub and tugs aren't illegal or something, which they are. They're illegal.
They are illegal. It's prostitution, so that's purely wrong, right? But like, they were doing Deshaun Watson memes, and then like they also have a lot of sort of questionable players on their team. You know, Myles Garrett did the thing where he hit the quarterback in the head with his helmet. Who else was it? I saw actually a TikTok about it.
Young Clowney too. He did some stuff, I think.
Did he? What did he do? I didn't hear about his stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's not good over there. Oh, Kareem Hunt like kicked his girlfriend, which was real bad stuff. There's a lot of real bad stuff going on over there. The Browns fans are like, give us, just pour it on.
The Browns, like, the thing is, I feel like everyone liked the Browns for a little, but now, like, I don't want to pull for the Browns now. Like, Deshaun Watson seems like a really bad person. I'd feel really bad pulling for him. Like, there's always teams, like, I'd be happy to see the Lions win a Super Bowl, but like, I'm not gonna, and I used to be happy to see the Browns because they've literally never won a Super Bowl, but now I don't think I want to see that guy win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I think people like the Browns because Baker Mayfield, he's a bad player, but he's a cool person. Like, people like
He's likable.
Yeah, he's a likable guy. He's very charismatic. I feel like he'll go into announcing after he finishes his career, or analyst.
Like next year when you can't find a team.
Honestly. But like, yeah, people were pulling for Baker. They were like, oh, he's a cool guy. Like, we like him. And now you replace Baker Mayfield, this charismatic, like funny, commercial-ridden guy, with Deshaun Watson. So it's like polar opposites. So I don't know what's going on with the Browns.
Wait, are the Browns 2-0?
I think they're 1-1.
Oh,
I think they lost this week.
Wait, why does it say 2-1?
Oh, they lost this week to the Steelers, I think. Oh, they beat the Steelers. I'm sorry.
Oh, they're 2-1. I guess they played Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Wait, so Jacoby Brissett better than Baker Mayfield?
Yes.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm a Baker Mayfield hater. I think that guy's bad. But
Oh, he's
one of
not
my
bad.
favorite, I hope that after the season, people start comparing Baker Mayfield with Sam Darnold. Because Baker Mayfield came into Sam Darnold's situation and has arguably a better situation than Sam Darnold. Because DJ Moore is there. And I mean, Christian McCaffrey was healthy. I guess he's injured now. But like, this is the same team. And
The reason that people like Baker though is because before they had Baker, they were 1-15, and then he went and like won a playoff game, and so people like him because like he took them from like a we can maybe win a game because that was like 3 or 4 years where they literally were winning like 1 or 2 games to winning like 8 games, 9 games a season. So whether
yeah,
that had much to do with him or his leadership off the field, because it didn't have much to do with him throwing touchdowns. But like, I don't know, people just associate that with them. Kind of like we love Gilbert Arenas when he was playing, even though the Wizards like weren't gonna win anything. But like he made people be like, wow, the Wizards could do something. They're good now.
I so hope that the Wizards are good again because that one year when we played against, was it the Celtics when we played against them with Isaiah Thomas in a
Yeah.
series?
And Kelly Olynyk hit like a game winner on us.
I was watching that series. I was glued to the TV. I was so hyped.
He punched Kelly Oubre punched him, right? They fought in the playoffs.
All I know is that the next series he pulled Kevin Love's shoulder out of socket, and then the Cavs lost in the finals because Kevin Love was out.
Dirty players, bro. We got the enforcers out there.
I hate Kelly Olynyk.
Kelly Olynyk and Grayson Allen. We starting a list. We gotta hit list for NBA players.
All right, let's move on to the haters corner. This is a long episode for the people, bro. They're gonna be so pleased. Haters corner. This segment is VVS's time to do what he does best: expose people, things, and places, and give them their well-deserved hate. VVS, who should we hate this week?
So this week it's going to be a little bit of a shorter segment, but this week we're hating on actually a university. So Arizona State University, they had Herm Edwards as their coach. And I don't know if you guys have been following this, but more stuff comes out like every other day about this. So Herm Edwards was a coach, and I guess they lost their most recent game, and they let go of him after the game. And then after they let go of him, people realized that like right after the game, ownership came out and met him on the field. And it looks like we couldn't hear the conversation, but it looks like he was disappointed with the conversation after. So people are saying they let go of him on the field. Like right after the game, they came out and were like, "You're gone." Like, and then after that came out, there were reports that there were people within the Arizona State organization like giving information to enemy opposing teams to sabotage games to get Herm Edwards out of the team. Like, I don't know what Herm Edwards did to this organization, but like I have never heard even reports of an organization being like, we're going to intentionally lose games to try to get a head coach out of here. I've never heard that before.
I heard he was like a super sus like guy though. Like he wasn't a good guy. I mean, he's still not like he died, but like I didn't hear like what he did. I just heard this on a podcast, a sports podcast I listened to. Shout out Pardon My Take, shout out Barstool Big Cat. But he was like, yeah, like Herm Edwards is not a good guy. But like this isn't the right way to like fire a guy still though. Like you don't just like at least let him talk to his team after the game. Like he's literally walking off the field and they're like, hey, can we go let's go talk about like us firing you right now.
Yeah, I just wonder like if they were planning to do that after the game, why didn't they do it before? Is what I'm confused.
Yeah. Why not just wait? Like it's not like you have a guy that needs to fill the position right now and he's waiting to sit down at the desk. Like just wait. Like it's like they did like when I do like an impulse online shopping purchase and I can't stop and I just buy it. They were like, we have to. I'm gonna go do it now. Like just wait.
Yeah. Like, I guess I need to get more information, but maybe this is a hater's quarter for the ASU and Herm Edwards. Because
I mean, they didn't handle it well, so
yeah, they didn't handle it well, but maybe he was bad too. So I don't I don't know all the facts. Maybe I'll come back and remedy this with when I do a little bit more research next week. But for now, it's ASU. Next week, it's probably Herm Edwards and ASU, just an updated mini haters corner.
Nah, bro, stand by ASU. You got to be a Herm Edwards stan right now, bro. Until you learn more. Until
Herm
let
Edwards
all the facts come out.
Herm Edwards was wronged. ASU is the haters corner target for now, and then next week we'll see what happens.
Let's go. Again, we'll do the draft next week, I guess, if we have time. We're gonna do all-time serials draft. Still haven't done it, but I got my list still, so it'll be
Once
good.
we get KC or Phil will never.
I don't
be
think
on
Phil's
there.
coming. Phil's like, bro, I'm gonna be on this week, and we're like, great, and he's like, but only for like maybe 30 minutes. I was like, no, just don't. It's not worth it.
Yeah, like I don't get how we can. Like it's the same time every week. Just 1 week.
Like you literally have all week to figure out what you're gonna do. Just
I know.
come on.
Like if you have something else, this is how calendars work. And then you have something blocked off from 2 to 3, then like don't do that thing. Like schedule something else at 3:30
Yeah.
or
Like
1.
just push back your tea time, push up your tea time, whatever you do. Like
Exactly. But, oh well. Thank y'all for watching and listening. The Third Quarter Warriors are the best team ever, and we are the best podcast ever. New episodes every Monday. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Third Quarter Warriors. Peace.
welcome to the third quarter, everybody.
What is this? What is going on right now?
I said, what the hell are you talking about?
What's my package look like? Yo!